You know, for a strike-weary country like ours, the 14-day ultimatum over a nationwide strike has come as a bolt from the blue, as they say. But then the federal government, through the Minister of Information and National Orientation, Mohammed Idris, has disagreed with organized labor over the development. A joint statement by labor accused the federal government the federal government of failing to fulfill its promises. But the government insists that labor cannot call a strike for now, while it is looking at gray areas in the dispute. We are not told if the government would approach the court for an injunction. Meanwhile, the countdown is on.
Yeah, the countdown is on. It started yesterday. So I think, to be sincere, if there's an agreement reached, labor, government should implement it. I'm not really at home with the present labor union, the present leadership. But then it goes beyond that. If there's an agreement reached between federal government,
honor the terms,
and please honor it.
Yeah.
And the inflation rate is going. We know what's going on in Nigeria now. You said you implement a new salary level, implementing new salary income and all that. It's not happening. Somebody who is receiving 30K, for instance, at this present time, present economy we have, it won't get anywhere. So if there, and then a lot of promises made by government, then this is 5 months. Please, if you enter any, apart from labor, if you enter any agreement with anybody, even within our personal spaces, there's dignity when you honor it.
Yeah.
And when there are issues, you call for a meeting and don't wait for the inspiration of that period. And labor want to use this opportunity, this tense opportunity period in Nigeria to mess government up. So these are things they're supposed to have seen ahead. But
Anthony, anything is possible.
When Joe Ajero had that first strike, on the first, this is like the third, this is the third strike they are calling for. The first one didn't go anywhere. The second one, so Nigeria just lost hope. And apart from
October 3rd.
And apart from all this strike thing, when Nigeria need NLC, you don't see them. So that's hope, that confidence in NLC. I wouldn't lie to you. When Joe Ajero came, I believed in. I thought he's going to do something different because since Adams Oshomole left NLC, a lot of things changed. You see NLC frolicking with government officials, moving federal government and all. NLC is supposed to defend workers' rights, but they stopped long ago. So when Joe Ajero came, I thought I would see something different, but I'm not seeing it. So it's not about strike all the time. So the only time you hear about NLC is when they call for strike. It cannot continue. What I would recommend in this case is, okay, within these 2 weeks, try and sit with government. I said, this, you promised us. You didn't meet it. And then within the expiration of that 2 weeks, if government fail, you have every ground to go on strike. Yeah. At that point, I would support it.
Asokwa, Tony is not speaking for you.
I don't even know how to customize.
No, I am just looking at it from 2 perspectives. I know when the federal government had disagreement with the labor, there was one what they call 35,000 wage award.
Yeah.
And part of that wage award,
it sounded real.
Real. So, and then they also said something about CNG buses. And what else? I think, and so many other things. But I know that at least those 2 things, rang a bell, to my ears. And I think that is what most Nigerians said, okay, fine. Let's even see whether it would happen.
Yeah.
So from October till now, what NLC is supposed to, because I want to believe they were part of the people that signed that agreement, the MOU with the federal government. So the federal government, I know, have like a presidential committee on CNG initiative or something.
There's something they're doing, but
so
it's not materializing.
Were they part was NLC part of when they were, because I know they unveiled some buses.
You're supposed to carry them along.
Are they part of that, initiative? If they were not part, why didn't they say anything? Because that is where you are supposed to follow this agreement one after the other. You can't just sign an agreement and then you go and sit down, fold your arms, and you are waiting for an opportunity for when there's a mess up, then you now come and say, oh yeah, we want to go on strike. No. Every month from October, NLC was supposed to have been giving
following up.
Update.
Follow up.
That's it. Okay, yeah.
Yeah, it's supposed to be follow up.
And conversely, a strike is avoidable.
Exactly.
Highly.
That's because if you tell us, okay, federal government said, okay, from now, it's 6 months, they are going to be giving wage award. If by maybe on November there was you didn't get your AZA or what 35,000, you tell Nigerians, we have not seen the money. Federal government has not sent the money. December, the same thing. This is February. January, you did not. Why didn't you say anything from that period till now? Is it because now Nigerians are all shouting, oh, there's no food, there's no this. Dollar is, that is when
that's what I think decide, they want to do.
Because you are now looking at how the temperature is, you now want to cash in.
All right, gentlemen, Ibrahim is trying to reach us from Gwagwalada, that's in Abuja. Ibrahim, good evening, welcome.
Good evening, sir.
I greet you.
Yeah, good evening, sir.
Let's go.
Yeah, I want to speak on the issue of labor strike. I think I'm totally in support of their strike because over time, government has promised so many things, and we don't see much of those things coming up. Now, as a civil servant, you cannot even do anything with your salary because inflation is high. CNG buses, we are not seeing. CNG station, service station, we are not seeing. Then the issue of wage award, we only saw September and October. November, December, January, we have not seen. This is February going. And again, there are other things that are going on in the health sector around the area of NHIS. Are you aware that some drugs covered by NHIS before, they are gradually removing them? And patients who are diabetic, who are hypertensive, they can no longer buy these drugs. And these were drugs that were covered by NHIS. That is where it is most worrisome to me, sir.
Thank you, brother.
Thank you. Of drugs is
thank you, brother. We got you first time.
So,
gentlemen,
you can hear what he's saying.
Yeah.
Now, we are not saying that NLC should not go on strike. Now,
list those things out.
But those things that you signed, that you actually signed, you are supposed to be following through. So let Nigerians even know that you are even following up with what you even signed.
But the information minister saying that 100 CNG buses are in the offing, you think it's an afterthought or what?
No, it's not sure.
It was part of the plan.
Yeah, it's part of the plan.
It was part of the plan. So what NLC is supposed to now tell us is, okay, we were part of when...
We've only been paid twice, September and October. What about November, December, and January? The labor leaders should have been on the phone for since this fight for us, but they've been there flexing around Nigeria.
Yeah.
I think labor has been compromised already. But the federal government...
That's what I'm saying. People don't believe in NLC.
But it's not fulfilling the promises.
Yeah, thank you, Mohammed. Thank you, Mohammed. Thank you. Need we say more?
Yeah, no, yeah, of course. That is what I keep saying.
Yeah.
If Labour have actually said, okay, this is what we have agreed with the federal government, there is nothing stopping them from always going to monitor these things. What is Ajero doing? Is it only when the temperature is very high, that is when he will now call for meeting and then he will begin to call for strike? No. We need to say, okay, fine. There you said 35. My people are complaining, Then you let the federal government know that, okay, fine, you have not paid for this month, this month, this month. If they say, okay, I want to have another, come back and then redraft the agreement because it was for 6 months. If they want to redraft it to make it 4 months, let the Nigerians know that they want to redraft.
Yeah, communication.
Communication is key because, and that is one thing that is even the federal government needs to also communicate.
And Time, almighty time is of the essence.
Of course, because look at now, civil servants who are still collecting 30,000. If you are staying very far, transportation alone will eat your salary.
What is 30,000?
All right, one last word for organized labor.
Labor should sit with government. Government should learn to honor agreements. Yes, not too late.
Never too late.
You have 2 weeks.